What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Luke for Prez back with another video for you guys. Today what I want to talk about is exactly how I went from 0 to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube as a music producer. If this kind of content is something that is of interest to you, please do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. I got more content on the way as I continue on this music producer journey, and I'm gonna share as much of it as I possibly can. So yeah, support your boy if this is something you like. So getting to 1,000 subscribers might not seem like a lot to some of you out there, and really in the grand scheme of things it isn't. But I can say that without a doubt, this is the most difficult thing that I have achieved so far as a music producer. No questions about it. YouTube is a tough nut to crack, so to speak. And it's something that I continue to grapple with and try to figure out new strategies to utilize as I go forward to continue this growth. But damn, if it took me this long to start getting sales, I probably would have given up, to be perfectly honest, as shitty as that is, because you should never give up. But it's been a grind, to say the least. Luckily, sales started coming in way before I got any kind of traction on YouTube whatsoever. So for people out there that might just be starting off, don't think for a second that you need a huge following on YouTube or social media to start selling beats, because you don't. So don't let that be a roadblock to you guys at all. So what I want to dive into specifically today is my exact journey from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to go over the timeline, so exactly like how long it took me to do this, my trial and error process that lasted this entire time, and also some actionable steps that I've taken that you can copy that has helped me get to this point. I'm not gonna say that these methods that I'm about to share with you are the only methods to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. I'm not even gonna say that these are the best methods to do that. I mean, it took me a long time. So certainly there could be things that I've overlooked, other tactics out there that I haven't explored fully as of yet. All I can do is share my journey and my experience with you guys, and hopefully that can help you in some way on your journey going forward. So let's get into the timeline of this. How long did it take me to actually get to 1,000 subscribers? I started posting beats consistently on YouTube in September of 2018, and I didn't hit 1,000 subscribers until January 20th, 2020. So obviously it's been a big mountain to climb. During that time, I experimented with different keyword combinations, posting schedules, thumbnails, and even with paid YouTube ads to try and build sustained momentum for my channel. This constant trial and error process is something that is ongoing to this day, because Lord knows I still got a long way to go. Okay, so now I will share with you what actions I feel are the most important factors in leading me from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in order of least impactful to most impactful. Number 1, strong keywords, titles, descriptions, and metadata. The most important thing with this is to try and find keywords that have high search volume but low competition. Now that's definitely easier said than done. If you type in Drake type beat, for instance, you're gonna see hundreds of thousands of search results. So that's obviously a keyword that you might wanna stay away from, at least at first, because the competition is so fierce. So in this case, what I have tried to do from time to time is predict which up and coming artists might start getting more and more traction, and maybe targeting some videos around that particular person. So, maybe more and more people are starting to search for that person, but not as many people are posting type beats specifically for that person. I use the Google Chrome plugin TubeBuddy to help me figure out what keywords to target. It's entirely free to download, And basically what it does is it shows you the strength of particular keywords. You can simply type in a keyword that you're thinking of using, and it will give you a score based on the amount of competition, the search volume, and several other factors. There's also a paid version of this plugin. I don't actually have it, and I don't think it's really necessary for our purposes here, but if that's something you want to invest in, go for it. Once you've figured out what keywords to target, you want to make sure that those keywords are in your title, your description, and your tags, or metadata as it's referred to. This will give you the best chance to rank for your targeted keywords. However, and this is why this is probably the least impactful item on this list, TubeBuddy's keyword scores are not always accurate. And I have noticed that they are not always correlated with the success of my videos in terms of views. So they might tell me that my keyword has a really high score and it's worth using in a video, and I'll post it and I'll get little to no traction. So it's definitely not always like 100% on the money for whatever reason. You should think of having your keywords, titles, descriptions, and tags dialed in as step 0 in this process. It's probably not going to take you from 0 to YouTube famous, but it is best practice to have these things in place, and it helps the YouTube algorithm identify what your video is about and thus who to show it to. And just a quick aside here, you might be wondering about thumbnails. Are they important? Yes, your thumbnails are absolutely important, but it doesn't really matter what they are too much, so long as they're eye-catching. Just worry about making them eye-catching and try to make them unique if possible. Beyond that, don't get caught up in that and don't overthink it. Don't let that be a roadblock. Just go for it. Just start posting stuff. So the next factor on this list is consistent uploading. Ever since I started consistently uploading on YouTube, I have essentially, I'm pretty sure just about every single week I've posted at least one beat video. Sometimes more, but basically never less than one video a week. I haven't yet managed to get an exactly consistent posting schedule down, like a beat Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever. My workflow has not allowed for that level of consistency yet, but it is something that I'm striving for going forward. The reason why I think this is important is because I believe the YouTube algorithm favors as much consistency as possible when it comes to posting on your channel. Also, I think the more posts, the better. I think an ideal posting schedule would be to post a new beat video every single day. However, I realize that for most people that's probably unrealistic. I know it certainly is for me at this point, but it's definitely something to strive for, and hopefully I'll get to that at some point. Bottom line, I think the more consistency and the more content, the more highly the YouTube algorithm will favor your channel. All right, the third and final factor that I'm going to cover today in how I got from 0 to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube is engage with the YouTube community. This is by far the most effective method that I have found so far to build my channel in terms of views, likes, comments, and of course, subscribers. I got inspired to do this from Gary Vaynerchuk's $80 Instagram growth strategy. If you're not familiar with Gary V or that particular strategy, I will link to a video where he talks about it, either in the description or up above. You'll figure it out. It's somewhere. So check that out. It's extremely helpful, not only for Instagram, but I think you can apply it to other social media platforms, as I've done with YouTube in this example. So here's exactly what I do. I go to very popular beat videos on YouTube, the ones that rank the highest, that maybe have millions of views, and thus tons and tons of comments. I scroll down to the comments and I start clicking on those commenters' profiles. I open up a bunch of tabs and I go to each channel individually. If they have videos on their channel, I will watch one and write a genuine comment on their video. The comment does not ask for anything. I'm not hitting them up like, oh, great video, bro, come check my channel out, or whatever. There's no ask, there's no pitch. It's not spammy. It must be genuine, and if possible, relate directly to the video that you've watched. I do this for 30 minutes a day, every single day, except weekends, because your boy, needs to have his social life here and there. This results in tons of likes, comments, and subscribers to my channel. The most important part of this strategy, in my opinion, is to make each and every comment as genuine as possible. Take the time to watch the person's video and actually leave some real positive feedback. Not only will this increase engagement on your channel, but it might make that person's day just by you sharing some positivity. So I think it's a win-win situation. Also, by doing this strategy on beat videos that have tons of views, you know that the people commenting are at least in some way interested in the type of content that you're making as a producer, assuming you're posting beat videos like I do. Most of the time, the people that I find who have commented are either artists, which is great, or other producers, which is also great because I have content for both of those demographics on my channel. So they're like targeted leads that you're finding just by going through the comments of other popular beat videos. So this strategy, more than anything else that I've tried, is what's bringing in new subscribers consistently on a daily basis. Is it a shit ton of subscribers? No, not at this point. But if I spent more than 30 minutes a day doing this, I'm sure that there would be more and more subscribers. So it's really just about how much time, because it's very tedious. Don't get me wrong, like this is not easy and it can feel like a grind at times, which is part of the reason why I limit it to 30 minutes a day. Also, just I have other things that I'm trying to do throughout the day. Most importantly is make more beats, right? But this can serve as kind of a nice break. Like if you get a little burnt out while you're making beats, you can switch over to this. So that's basically it. That's what I wanted to cover today. One other thing that I want to leave you guys with is that while this entire video is describing how to get 1,000 subscribers, which is a nice little milestone, don't get caught up in the vanity metrics, the amount of comments you get, the amount of subscribers you have. These are nice achievements, but this is by no means the end goal, right? The primary goal should be to create great music and share that with as many people as possible to further your production career. For me, the reason why I focused in on 1,000 subscribers is because one of my immediate goals is to monetize my YouTube channel. And in order to monetize your channel, you have to meet two different criteria. Number one, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. And number two, you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month span. So I accomplished the first one. I have 1,000 subscribers now, but I'm still well short of that 4,000 hour mark within a 12-month span. A big part of that is because most of what I post are beat videos, which are only 3 minutes in length typically. So most people don't watch the full video. So even if I'm posting a bunch of beat videos, the watch time isn't gonna be as high as somebody who makes hour-long videos. This is actually one of the reasons why I have started to transition into doing more in front of the camera, in-depth tutorial / explanation type videos for you guys in an attempt to not only share what I've learned so far on my journey and hopefully help you guys on your journeys, but also to get to that 4,000 hour milestone. I hate being on camera still to this day, to be completely honest. So my intentions are pure, but also partly selfish. But I'm gonna always be transparent with you guys. And so that's why at this point, I am a little bit more focused on those vanity metrics, those subscriber numbers and watch time and that kind of stuff, because it's a piece of a much bigger puzzle. So again, don't get caught up too much in that stuff. I think long term, it's really irrelevant. The more important thing is to just make great music and everything else will fall into place. So with that, I'm gonna sign off. Hopefully you guys learned something. Please like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff, because that's really good for the YouTube algorithm apparently. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.